Boss Monster is a 2 to 4 player game for ages 13 and up with an average gameplay length of 30 minutes, published by Brotherwise games. The way Boss Monster plays has each player simultaneously playing a single room card each turn to expand or improve their dungeon. Once the build phase ends, they will lure a hero that matches the symbols on the cards in play. The heroes will attempt to survive the dungeon. If they survive, you will receive a wound. If they are defeated, you will gain their soul. First to 10 souls wins, but if you receive 5 wounds, you are defeated and lose the game. To set up the game, separate each deck. Depending upon the number of players, remove some hero and epic hero cards. In a 4-player game, use all heroes. In a 3-player game, remove all 4-player cards. In a 2-player game, remove all 3 and 4-player cards. Next, shuffle the boss cards and deal 1 to each player, and put the remaining boss cards back in the box. If playing with the I Choose You variant, deal 2 to each player, pick one and discard the other. Each player will flip their boss face up to the far right of their play area. Look at the boss card. You have the boss icon and name at the top. Boss ability, called Level Up. This ability can only be used once you have 5 visible rooms in your dungeon, and it can only be used once per game. At the bottom of the card, you have your XP, which determines player order, highest goes first, and treasure icon that will be added to your dungeon's total to attract heroes. Place hero and epic hero decks in the middle of the table with room to reveal drawn heroes. Shuffle the spell cards and deal 2 to each player. Then shuffle the room cards and deal 5 to each player to create your starting hand. If playing the classic mode, discard 2 cards and start with 5 total cards instead. If you draw 4 or more advanced rooms, or 4 or more of the same symbol, you can mulligan by shuffling your entire hand back into the decks and draw a new starting hand. Finally, you will build your first room before starting the game. But first, let's take a look at the different types of room cards. You have monster rooms and trap rooms, as well as advanced rooms of each type. The room icon and title will let you know if it is a regular room or advanced room. The silver icon is an ordinary room, whereas the gold icon is for advanced rooms. Also, the skull and crossbones indicates it's a trap room, and the monster head indicates it's a monster room. Moving down the card, you will see the room's ability. On the bottom left, it will show how much damage a hero takes when entering the room, and on the bottom right, you will have the treasure icon. Now choose an ordinary room to build and place it to the left of your boss card. Now you are ready to begin the game. The start of the first and every round after, you will reveal heroes equal to the number of players. Then each player will draw 1 room card. Next is the build phase. In order of highest XP to lowest, each player will choose a single room to build and place it face down. When building a room, it can be placed to the left of an existing room for a maximum of 5 rooms, or on top of an already existing room. Ordinary rooms can be placed on top of any room. However, to place an advanced room, it must be placed on the top of an ordinary room with a matching treasure icon. During this phase, spell cards with the build icon can be played. When a spell is played, follow the text. Once each player has placed their room card face down and have finished playing any build phase spell cards, each player will simultaneously flip over and place your room card in your dungeon. Next, move on to the bait phase. The player with the highest number of matching icons to the heroes in play will move that hero to the entrance of their dungeon. If tied for the most, the hero will stay in town. Once all heroes are collected, each player with a hero at their entrance in XP order will begin the adventure phase. Each hero will enter the dungeon alone and attempt to make it all the way through and wound your boss monster. During this phase, adventure spells can be played. On the bottom left of the hero cards, it tells you how many hits a hero can take before their soul is yours to collect. If they make it to the end of your dungeon, on the bottom right, you will receive that number of wounds. Ordinary heroes are worth 1 soul when defeated, and 1 wound if they make it through. Epic heroes have more health and are worth twice as much, but also do twice the damage. Thankfully, they do not come into play until the ordinary hero deck is empty. If the hero completes the dungeon, it remains face up to the right of your boss monster, so the wounds can be displayed. If you defeat the hero, it is placed face down, so the soul is displayed. Start a new round by revealing heroes equal to the number of players, regardless of the number of heroes still out from previous rounds. Draw a room card, then continue play from the building phase to the bait phase and the adventure phase. Play each round the same until you have 10 souls or 5 wounds. If 5 wounds, you are kicked out of the game. If 10 souls, you win. Or if you are the last boss monster standing. If you want to play without eliminating players, you can play the Unlimited Lives variant, which lets all players stay in the game until the very end. You will play through all heroes, and at the end of the game, each player will subtract the number of wounds they have collected from the number of souls they've gained, and the player with the highest total wins the game. A couple things to note: you will never draw a spell card unless a room or other spell card tells you to. When placing a room on top of another one, the previous room stays. This is important because if and when you destroy a room, the topmost card will be discarded and the room below it will take its place. And that is how you play Boss Monster. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.